All right. So that is that. I hope that is working. We are live from the Beijing of the China, and today I want to take a look at some of the things. I know it's the big sort of talk of the town that AI this and AI that, and I thought today we would take a look at some of the tools that are available because I've talked a lot about it on this channel and the posts and everything, some of the videos. I haven't really posted about it only because I haven't really found a good way to talk about it on this channel just yet. I'm also just getting through the Australian videos, which I hope you're enjoying. I think the number of views suggests that China, or sorry, Australia is not exactly the swinging topic that people want to see on this channel online. But I guess I want to get through the videos anyway, because if I don't get through the videos, then I will be like, then I'll be thinking about having to um, what would you call it? I'd be thinking I should be editing the videos and publish them, but then I wouldn't know if if they're actually worth publishing. So this way, I figured this trip I was just going to try vlogging and publish as much as I could, and then that way it's done and out of my hair. After the Australian videos are done, we'll get back into a more China-based, China-centric videos, including um, there's going to be IELTS videos, learning Chinese videos, and then there's three other videos of. So there's going to be a conversation about Chinese literature, and two of the instruments, the traditional Chinese instruments as well. So those are all coming up very soon. But all right, so today, taking a look at, let's see, how best could I set this up? I was looking at all the different sort of things, what I was going to actually share with you guys today. And there are quite a few things I could share. Uh, and I did create a bit of a breakdown here. I think it'd be best if I just shared the screen, as it would screen to yes, that one. Okay, so there is the second screen that has a list of all the different key platforms, as far as I know, are useful for uh, to learn languages. But not just useful, but those are sort of the big ones that are used right now. I guess we could also add DeepSeek for China. You could use it overseas as well, or not in China. It's not. It is very much possible. Just thinking DeepSeek, Perplexity, Claude Pro, ChatGPT, Manus AI. Yeah, those five would be sort of the big ones, I guess. Um, ChatGPT would also include, what's that? Is it Dolly? Right? Dolly, Whisper, which you'll see is also mentioned down in the transcription. Like these aren't so I'm thinking in terms of not so much for image generation or anything, but in terms of language learning. So how can we actually use these different technologies, these different LLMs, to help us a little better in studying our languages? So right now I'm studying Mandarin Chinese and Russian, and the two three that I use the most would be ChatGPT, Manus AI, and Claude Pro. So those are the three that I go to quite a bit. ChatGPT is good for general information, including generating Chinese characters, pinyin, English translations, and explanations. Now, the thing to keep in mind about all of these LLMs, is that in general, a lot of them will be able to do this. They will give you general information, be able to output in different languages, For Chinese, I often need the pinyin as well. So that's the Latinized or the Romanized version of the Chinese characters. English translation, of course, and then an explanation. This is both for, this could be a character breakdown or for grammar as well. And it's very good. You can sort of program it to give you however much you need. So if I pull up, see if I can pull up ChatGPT here. And where is some Chinese? Let's go to one of these. Let's go Zaobao. Can we go Zaobao? Dot Singapore. Right. So Zaobao is the Singaporean daily newspaper, all in Chinese. I use this as part of one of my workflows, which I'll show you in a bit. 新加坡版、国际版、中国版. So they have three different choices. So with this, Smirt, I'll just grab some of this. So it's all in Chinese, and yeah, you could use the translation feature. That's something you could do it either. Where is it? You could look that up. That's also something that you could do. Highlight, look up, and it will Apple. Like I have a MacBook, so obviously it will use the Apple Dictionary. But the thing that we can do is grab all of this, pop this into ChatGPT. Now, if we just pop this into ChatGPT, it's going to give us all Chinese. Like it's going to respond in Chinese, and we might not be any better for as a result if we are learning Chinese. Now, if you read Chinese characters normally, then yeah, this is going to be fine. Um, but if we wanted to be a little bit more sort of explicit about what ChatGPT should be doing, we could paste that in. Shift Enter to go down to enter in a blank line, like a line space or line break, rather than entering in just yet. Don't enter the information into ChatGPT just yet. You have to write out a few more instructions. Below is some Chinese text. Please give me the pinyin and English translation for it. Include any important grammatical details. And more often than not, it's pretty good in getting the pinyin correct. So it's given me the text, the whole pinyin text, the English translation, and then it's grabbed some of the important, what is this? 3月的截止 Zeiger? That looks like Zeiger. 截止 what else is 增加了 increased by 增加了 so you can ask it to pull out certain parts of it. Convert this entire passage into bilingual study card format. Hey, sure. Yes. Bilingual study card format. So it's going to give me, that's not really doing anything different here. Same, but different. Same, but same, my friend. This is a little bit better to organize. Hit or miss getting ChatGPT to print to make PDFs or text files. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I say that because, like, even I've noticed with Claude, the other one that I use, it'll give you a PDF, but you can't end up copy and pasting anything. It gives you an image, and it just gets a little bit more troublesome to copy and paste stuff. But the other thing that we could do if we what we want to do with that original text, with the original text, please put the pinyin underneath each sentence. translation can still go at the bottom. So it should give us alternating lines. So it's broken it down. You see the Chinese characters, you're getting the pinyin and the translation of it. So that's very useful if you want to analyze different chunks of text. So this is how you can use very basically. Trippy, how's it going, dude? where where are you right now? You're crown number one. What does that mean? Awesome. There you go. First one, top fan. Yay, there you go. Doing well. Hope you're doing well. So using ChatGPT to create these sort of interspersed characters, pinyin, translations, I found these are very, very helpful if I'm studying Chinese. So that's one example of how you could use ChatGPT. I am Indian. Where are you? Are you in India or are you not in India? So ChatGPT, the one that I probably use, uh, ChatGPT is suck. Very good point. I will talk about ChatGPT and Perplexity. I don't use Perplexity very much. I currently pay for ChatGPT and Claude Pro. I do not use DeepSeek and I do not use Perplexity. Why? You might wonder, why am I not using Perplexity? Perplexity is good. So if we popped in that Chinese text there, the following is a chunk of Chinese text. Please give me the pinyin and English translation. Make sure the pinyin is underneath the Chinese characters. Let's see what it does. Oh my goodness, to fully address your query. Okay, a little bit wordy. Okay, it didn't do what I said it to do. What I told it to do. It was see, ChatGPT was able to figure out what I was doing. Perplexity didn't, but that's okay. Please pull out some important vocabulary and grammar terms, structures from the paragraph. From where are you from? I'm from Canada. I am from Canada, but I'm living in China. So there you go. Pull out some important vocabulary, and it did give me a very good chart to use. Now, the other thing that we kind of want to figure out is how easy is it to copy and paste? Copy, go to Docs, create this. I didn't format all right. Formatted decently well. But the reason I would use Google Docs is because, first of all, it's online. Second of all, when you download these things, you can choose a variety of the different formats, which is awesome. Um, if you want to reformat them, I suggest you do use text. If you want the greatest, sort of the broadest amount or ability to um, open in other programs, Open Document is pretty good. Microsoft Doc is all right. Rich text is similar to text. HTML, if you just want to open it like a web page instead. Markdown, I think, would actually work if you're going to import it to a Claude or ChatGPT as well. Awesome, Trippy. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Content is fire. Where's the? That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. So ChatGPT, Perplexity. I don't use Perplexity very much. I know a lot of people do. Not only that, Perplexity has a few different versions as well. You can do they have I think it's a soft release of Comet, their agentic browser. These are going to be kind of neat and I think will almost destroy language teaching as we know it only because more people will be able to learn the basics of language with their browser. iOS and Android app, of course, desktop app as well. So a lot of these large language models have, so they all have, um, most have desktop version. Um, most have, let's see, we'll make a list. Most have desktop versions, apps, pro, or we'll go free, pro plans. And then also many have, what would you call limits? Must have limits, how much you can use each day. Why are you live alone, brother? Why do I have to live with someone? That would be my response. Most have desktop versions, apps, free, pro plans, limits. The one way, if you're going to get around, if you want to get around the free version limitation, use multiple accounts. This is especially good for Manus or any sort of agentic scheduler that you have, agentic program platform that you use. So Manus, this is the one that I just mentioned. This one, good. Get out of bold there for agentic programming or scheduling, and I'll show you the what I do with the schedules for Manus AI. So we've already talked about ChatGPT. We've gone through some prompts, or one prompt here, taking Chinese text, the characters, the pinyin, translations, pulling out some of the important vocabulary and grammar points as well. And I just did it with a short little text. So it's not, you could go longer text. You can actually import, upload a file. You can import a full text file as well, and it will go through the whole thing. If I included, you can even drag in different. Let's see, do I have? Where would it be? So that's that one. Get that off screen. There we go. I just want to make sure I can find the right courses. Chinese newsletter, IELTS, introduction to Chinese. Okay, so, oh. So with ChatGPT, there's Grammar Band 5. These are from the official HSK listings, and this is all in Chinese. You can actually take a PDF like this, drop it into ChatGPT, analyze this, and give me 3 grammar structures I can work on today. Not American, if you mean by US America. It's not processing my PDF, my PIDF. Why? It did before. Let's go. Not working. Can't even copy paste that. Bloody hell. All right. Well, PDF ain't working just yet. Not sure why. But usually it does take PDFs, docs as well. Text, you can drop that into there, either click the upload or just drop it in and it'll be able to help you out with that. That ability to drop PDFs or other documents into the large language models, great help in terms of sort of programming for agentic programs as well. I think I've talked about Zapier MCPs before. Zapier, where I had Zapier listed somewhere else. Automation. Zapier. MCPs. Should we go MCP equals model, context, protocol, equals, think of the protocol. Well, think of these as programs that use LLMs, large language models, to do certain predetermined tasks for you. Example, searching the web every day, compiling a news report, and translating it into Chinese. Let's say translating it into Mandarin Chinese suitable for an elementary school student. And that's so an agent will be able to do that. Now, you might wonder, do you need to use Zapier for these things? No, this is something that you can use Manus AI for, and that's what I have over here. So this is the prompt that I have running in Manus AI, and I have it over on the scheduled tasks right here. So I pop that in there every day at 5 a.m. Beijing time, titled it the Chinese News Summarizer. Follow the links. So it has four links that it can go, the three Chinese and one local paper as well. I give it some instructions for each link. Visit the website, find trending articles of interest, and summarize the major topics of the day. Avoid politics. You can tell it what not to do. You can tell it what to do. Number three, once all of the sites have been summarized, consolidate and create a cohesive overview in Mandarin Chinese aimed at a high school student. So since I'm studying HSK 5, I want the language level to be about for middle school, high school. I tried to use the levels, the HSK levels, to give it some instructions, but it didn't seem to work very well. I think I've mentioned before trying to use Zapier to program their MCPs, their agents, to pull from different documents, and it just wasn't working. The ideas are great. It's just not there just yet. So I tell it, instead of pulling in sort of grammar structures or vocabulary from other sort of documents, I just give it a target style and tone for its language. And so here I say cohesive overview in Mandarin Chinese, not Cantonese, aimed at a high school student. So that's the goal. I also want it to create a Google Doc, hit or miss whether or not it actually does. If it doesn't give you a Google Doc, more often than not, it will give you a PDF. A PDF seems to be a little bit easier for it to generate compared to using a Google Doc. For Google Docs, you need to sign into your account. And I think that more comes down to whether or not within your browser you are signed in or or within the program itself. There are toggles that you can flick that will allow the agent to be sort of to remember your passwords and the logins for the different sites that it has to visit, such as Google Docs. But if there's a bit of a security risk with that, of course. So if you don't want that to happen, you can give it an instruction. You could also give it a fail safe. If you can't create a Google Doc, then create a PDF. So I have it here. From the summary, create a Google Doc and title it. Give with the date of the news. 每日新闻及和约 I don't know. I've forgotten what that character is. 约数，2025年7月22日。So that's the. I just want the, and this is more for organization purposes. At the bottom of the report, create a special list of words from the text based on frequency, include the Hanzi, Chinese characters, pinyin, translation, and an example sentence. And again, that's going every day at 5 a.m. The reason I want this named, if you don't specify a file name for the Google Doc or the PDF, it will make one up and it will change it each and every day, which would be just kind of annoying because it won't have the same consistency. The one with Manus, I have it only doing this within the program itself. I don't have it emailing me. The Zapier workflow, which I'll show you, emails me every single morning, and it sends a document for me to look at to my email inbox. So that's how you can set up Manus. Again, scheduled tasks, Chinese news summarizer. This is the prompt that I've been using. I'll pop that into this document, which you guys can download later on. Manus AI prompt, and you can put your local paper here. And the reason I say you can put your local paper in there is because in terms of familiar news, so with the Chinese news, Singapore, Taiwan, mainland China, you might not know what's going on there. You might not care. The importance of those three websites is more about having all the news in Chinese as it is written for Chinese people. You put your local paper in there because it's written for whatever wherever you're from in that target in that language, and then you're translating it into Mandarin Chinese, which will help you not just understand what's going on in your hometown, but then also when you start translating that document or taking a look at it, you will learn characters by way of learning about the places in your hometown. So if there's a lake or something, or a famous street, a famous building, you will learn not just what Chinese people would call that building, but then you would learn the characters with that name. So that's why I like to put the local paper in there just to give me something to latch onto. So that's the Chinese news summarizer, and you'll see this is what it sort of gave me. This is an example creating Mandarin news. This one here gave me a PDF version of it. So again, it wasn't able to create a Google Doc, and this is it actually gives you the whole sort of breakdown of what it did. It visited the news websites, analyzed and summarized, create comprehensive grammar, comprehensive summary, vocabulary list, and Google Doc. I want to check one thing here. 286 credits, free credits, daily refresh at 224. Why did it do that then? Why did it only use 62 credits there? But I'll show you another one that it's having trouble doing. All right, and so this is, let's take a look at this one. This is a full report as it is delivered to me, or sorry, ready and waiting for me each and every day. Now, the funny thing is that since I said for high school students, that 同学们大家好，今天我们来一起看看世界名的发生的一些有缘和重要的事情。这些事情不什么的鸡什么的复杂的正态，so it's avoiding the complication of politics. But 同学们大家好，fellow students. Okay, I didn't expect it to be so formal, but with some of these issues of using the large language models, when you encounter this, when it does something silly like this, you might think it's a very good idea to go in and start tweaking things. I have found, kind of like dealing with a person, it sort of pays off to just let it go sometimes. It is, it might not be able to do everything perfectly, but at least it's doing it. And so, in that regard, if it saves you the time from having to do it yourself, such as scouring the web, compiling this document, and then translating it, pulling the vocabulary, if it makes a couple mistakes, let it go. And so here, 总结 the summary, 总的来说, I told my students not to use this in English in a word. Don't, please don't use something else. And then 词汇表, so it gives me a vocabulary list. 基础设施, infrastructure, example, 现代化的基础, 设对一个国家的经济发展至关重要。something like that. So it didn't give me the translation of the pinyin for it. I would actually like if it gave me the pinyin for that sentence so I could read along with it just in case. Informatization, 信息化. Interesting. 自然灾害, natural disaster. So again, pulling out a vocabulary list in Chinese, creating a summary, and creating a report from the daily news websites each and every day and having it ready for me. So again, this is the one. Manus does not email me. I think it could if I gave it permission to, but then that would require more setup, and sometimes it doesn't always work. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just remember to go check Manus every day. When we get to Zapier, I can show you the Zapier one. Zapier. So this is Zapier is an automation no code automation platform that I use quite a bit, and you'll see I have a couple of different agents working for me. This one, however, I've had issues. Customer service was pretty good when they reached out this past week. I use Zapier. This is one of the agents that I have working for me, but sometimes it doesn't always work. Similar prompt, it does create a Google Doc. That one works, and it does send an email. The problem I've had with Zapier is that it will get stuck in this area right here between steps 4. Ooh, maybe that's why. Probably not, but steps 5 and step 6. So maybe that's why I had the same numbers there. But I found that even before it was getting stuck, it was not creating the Google document and it was not emailing me. So we'll see if that fixes that. I wonder if I have the same one for the Russian one. So the Chinese one, and I have the Russian one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So this is the Zapier one that I have for Russian. Again, with Zapier, it doesn't always run. In terms of reliability, Manus works better than Zapier, than the Zapier MCP. This is Manus here. I only have it for the web browser. I also have it for the app, but it does not email me. Whereas Zapier actually emails me all the time. So, or every day, I should say. So it creates, this is a breakdown of what it does. Zapier everyday scheduler. Show you what time it is. We're at 5 a.m. It goes through the different Glavnia, BBC News Ruskaya Sluzhba. All right. Then we have Ruskaya Sluzhba from the Moskva Times. RT, Russian Today, I think it's called. And then Kyiv Post. This one's in Ukrainian. No problem, because I do have it translating for into Russian. Creates a Google Doc from text. And so that's the Google Doc that it will create. It'll put all of that information into the text and then finally send me an email with that text every day. And it doesn't send the Google Doc, it sends the text itself. And I wonder, why would I have it sending me an email? Because every morning I check my email. One of the first things I want is exposure to my 2 target languages, Mandarin Chinese and Russian. You might say, Steve, why don't you just open the news website then? Yes, the news websites are written for native speakers. Well, why don't you open up a web or like an app instead? Because if I open up an app, it's like vocabulary practice, and a lot of them have these silly animations. I just want comprehensible input. I want something I can read quickly that doesn't take a lot of time, not a lot of brain power, and something that is real. And so that's why I created these 2 agents, the Chinese one and the Russian one, to search the news websites each and every day, create a graded, comprehensible report in my two target languages. So here it is simple Russian aimed at an A2 level. We can at an elementary school student, and that will give us a report that like basically a child could read. Generally, if you make changes to the agent, you should retest it, but I've tested it so many times, it does do what I expect it to do, so I'll just leave it as it is for now. So this one, we'll copy this one. Actually, we could do the Chinese one here. This is very similar to the one I have for Manus. Again, I'm going to create this doc here, Manus AI prompt. We'll do Zapier prompt. Boom. And so you'll have to fix that for yourself. Oops. And again, local newspaper. Actually, no, I could do the Russian one. That might be better. Zapier prompt. And you can change that to Ukrainian if you want, Russian, Chinese, Arabic, English. That would be fine as well. Local paper, local newspaper here. Put local newspaper here. Good. So again, high school student. What am I doing here? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I took the wrong one. I want the Russian one. I want the Russian one because it goes to different. There we go. And I'll put these in brackets. So again, you have to find those in Zapier. I pay for Zapier. Zapier does a lot of the back end work, administrative work for for this website, for the YouTube channel, and everything. And you can also put your local newspaper here. All right, so this is a very simple Russian aimed at an elementary school student. So I have two here: high school student and elementary school student. So again, the reason why I label what type of student it is because I don't want when I try to use the CEFR band descriptors or whatever. So like A1, A2, B1, B2. It didn't work. It didn't know what a B2 level was, but it seemed to understand more what elementary school students are, high school students, or even university. So that seemed to work. And this is especially important for Chinese. When you start talking about the HSK levels, it doesn't seem to understand what the HSK is. So Han Shui Ping Kao Shi, that's the standardized Chinese course for non-Chinese was it language learners. I will share this. Anyone with the link? Viewer? Yes, you can do your copy link, and I will pop that into the chat box for you. You can take a look at that document if you want, and download it as you so desire. So we've done Manus AI, we've done ChatGPT, we've taken a look a bit at Perplexity. I don't use it. I don't use it, but a few people do. Okay, Claude Pro. Claude Pro, kind of interesting because what I ended up doing, if I can pull up, if I can do this properly here. So this is Claude Pro. This is another large language model that I do pay for. I just recently started paying for Claude Pro, $20 a month, maybe $30 a month. I even bought the API, access to the API. ChatGPT, I didn't. I don't pay for the API, but Claude Pro, I do, and that was because I wanted to create the news agent that I then was able to create with Manus. So I was thinking I could use Anthropic Claude to do what I eventually figured out how to do for free with Manus. So that's why I bought the API. Now I can use it for something else, so I'm not too worried about it. But the one neat thing with Claude that I found it could do better than ChatGPT was go right here, 3 p.m. Hey, it's past 3 p.m. I should have more things to use. This let's see, is it going to give it to me? Oh, this is the podcast. Okay, so I was trying to in case you are new to this channel, I actually have a podcast as well for the YouTube channel, and it is available in a few different places: Libsyn, Spotify, podcasts, YouTube as well. So you can find that all there. I wonder if it has the links somewhere. I think it does. Yes, main links. I'll pop these podcast links into the chat box so you can take a look at those, follow along. Oh, whoops, it won't let me post all of them. Okay, we'll do the first three. How's that? There. So we have podcasts for on Libsyn, Spotify, Apple, and then even on YouTube as well. So the reason I point that out is because this was actually a an attempt to create a is this the one it was? Jolenban. No. Oh my goodness, I'm jumping around here way too much. Weekly newsletter. Zhongwenban. Up, 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 up. My apologies for moving around. There we go. So this was the links that I've just put into the chat box are to the podcast in English, but I was thinking as part as a language vlogger that I would create a podcast in Chinese. The problem is that as much as I can speak Chinese, I'm not as good to speak Chinese quickly. That is, I speak Chinese for the things that I know about. If I'm in an uncertain situation, such as given a script, I don't know if I could look at the script and then deliver a presentation in Chinese, which is what I was intending to do with the podcast. So I would publish the podcast in English. I would take the transcript, put that into, I would take the transcript, put it into Claude, get it to create a Chinese version of it, and then use that for my podcast. There's another way I could also take the show notes from the podcast. Let's see if I can pop Libsyn. We'll do Steven's language vlog right there. Oh, my nose is itchy. So you can go over to my podcast website here, episode 50, just published. Take the show notes, take these, go to Claude, give me a Chinese version of these show notes for this week's podcast. Target duration is 5 minutes because that's as much as I want to speak. Boom. So do that. And so it creates a Chinese version of this. And I think it'd be kind of neat to be able to do this. I was thinking, oh, it even gave me the pinyin this time. Ooh. 介绍和播客里程碑，里程碑啥意思啊？里程碑，don't know. Look up milestone. Oh, woke a milestone. I guess just marking the anniversary of the podcast, the Pwnecast podcast. So again, it's given me. This is actually kind of neat that it's given me a word list as well, and then some follow up review questions. Okay, good enough, sure. But this was the whole idea, was to create a podcast based on the English podcast, or a Chinese podcast based on the English podcast. This is something you don't have to do it this way, but if you are recording, if you are a content creator yourself, whether it's for YouTube or podcast, Spotify, or whatever else, you can take your transcript, translate it into something else, and try to create content in your target language as well. And that way you can meld both your content production with your language studies. I thought that was something that would be very neat for me. Now, the other thing, I'm not sure if I did it this week. I did not, but English version. So again, I use Claude for a lot of the newsletter generation. I just find it a lot easier. It creates a script for me. But again, with this, I can have it create a Chinese version, which I did, and people didn't seem to be very enthused about my Chinese version of the newsletter. It's fine. I was more of a sort of a test out for myself, or trying out for myself to see if it would actually work. But this is the Chinese version. And I'll tell you, to be honest, I don't know if or how accurate this translation is compared to the English. And I haven't bothered asking my video editor. I think she's overworked as it is enough. And I haven't bothered my girlfriend because I'm like, I don't think she really cares that much, to tell you the truth. And I say that only because she's got her work. She reads the English version. I think she's more interested in reading the Chinese version. But I did ask her, like, does this look like it makes sense? And she's like, yeah, it does. Sort of, you can tell that it's sort of generated content, but yeah, someone who's reading Chinese could read it. My goal with this was not necessarily for Chinese speakers. It was more for people who are studying Chinese, namely myself, so I could practice not just writing Chinese, but then also presenting Chinese by creating a podcast based off of these show notes. And again, doing that all in Chinese as sort of an immersive um, language learning experience, a task for myself, not something that I have to do for anyone or anything else. I have not published these just yet. I haven't got these into the workflow. One thing I wanted to do with Claude was to actually integrate it with the different systems that it can work with. And then that way I could have it do all this stuff automatically. Sadly, Claude will not work on a schedule, unlike Manus. Manus works on a schedule in the background. That's so called agentic programming. But Claude does not. Zapier will, but as I mentioned before, the Zapier results have been hit or miss in terms of its application, in terms of its actual ability to complete the task. All right, so we have done Claude Pro, we've done Perplexity, we've done ChatGPT, we've done Manus. DeepSeek, I have not used DeepSeek. I do have it on my phone. I don't use it at all, mainly because there's DeepSeek on the phone. I don't need it. I've got three others. If and the thing about DeepSeek, it does have photo OCR and image OCR. Okay, good. Document as well. The problem is that I can't data controls. No. This doesn't work with Deep Think. I'm just taking a look. Search the web. Okay, so it could search the web, but it doesn't interact with anything else. So although I can attach files and images, I can't schedule it to do anything. And I find that one issue with modern studies and with modern life is remembering and finding the time to do them. And that's why agentic programming is so great. Things like Manus, even Claude Pro, using Zapier and their MCPs, their automation, their modal context protocol agents, their MCP agents. Those are great because they do it automatically. If you're wondering, Steve, this sounds like it's an app. What's the difference? The difference is the app you can't customize. The agents, the AI agents, the large language models, you can customize. Now, I'm not talking about building your own chat GPT. What I'm talking about is that you can customize the agent to do more of what you want rather than more of what it can do, which is what apps would do. So Duolingo, Linguist, LingoPie, even those are all sort of predetermined methods for you to study a language. Whereas with MCPs and large language models, you can customize them a lot more, feed them documents, and say, here are the restrictions. Work within this sort of parameter. Uh, Target your language towards an elementary school student or a high school student. Avoid politics. Only focus on technology. Email me after you're done. So things like that. You can program that each and every day. Not only that, using things like emails, you might be like, well, what, Steve, like, why would you use email if you have apps? Apps are a different distraction. Cell phones are a different distraction. But emails, although a distraction, get into your inbox right away, and they are you can glance through it, and that's all I was intending to do with these emails, is to just have a glance through, a brief momentary contact with my target language, Mandarin Chinese and Russian, every morning. You could replicate you could replicate these Chinese news article summarizers, or the Russian news, Arabic, Spanish, French. You could do it all. You could have 6, 10 of these things running for you all the time. The only thing that you're going to find is that you're going to run into usage limits. Now, this is important, particularly if I bring up where is my, I have lost Russian. All right, so this Russian one, this is over here. It says I'm already at 0, and I don't know why. As I'm looking at my usage, it used 300 credits to create this news article. And the difference with this one, again, this is very similar to the Chinese one I was showing before. This is the Russian one, again on Manus, a different account that I'm using, but it has far more steps involved, and it seems to be it stops. So it stops right there. So it translates it. It's creating the declension tables and example sentences, but it's just too much. It has worked before. You'll see here that this is an example of the Russian news report that I got. And so главные события. Происшествия в городе Саратов был взрыв в большом доме. BBC Russian. 27 июля 2025 год. Right? I think I got that right. So every morning creates this news report, does not title it properly. That's, I think, because it's running out of credits. So this is an example of the Russian one. And you'll see one thing I got it to do. Unlike the Chinese one, I have it give me the full declension and the conjugations of all of the nouns and the verbs. This, I guess, is using up all the credits. So I might have to change maybe the number of words that I want it to do every day. But that's nominative, accusative, dative, datilne, yeah, and then vitilne, vinitelne. Is that that's dative, that's genitive. Tvoritelny, ablative, I think. And then predložny, is that locative? So the place, prepositional, something like that. So gives me a full chart. Do I need the full chart? The reason I want the full chart right now is because I find it a lot more convenient. Actually, I'll tell you, I have to double check whether or not it's actually doing this properly. I have had it ask me, so I've had it give me websites to check this out. It didn't give it to me on this one. So Give me 10 words, full declensions, full conjugations, and as a result, it's used up all the credits, and that's why it won't finish the new ones because the words it's too much of a demand on the system. Internal server error. Please try again later or refund this task. Well, how can I refund this task? That'd be nice. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you are using Manus is that your credits are limited, and to pay for it, I find Manus actually very expensive. Like if you paid for this $16 a month, $20 Canadian, 1,900 credits per month. So you double that right now for a limited time offer. Um, 300 refresh credits every day. Two schedule tasks. So here, only one schedule task. Again, you could use multiple accounts. Two schedule tasks, so that way I could use for $20 a month. I could have it doing Russian and Chinese for me each and every day. Video generation, slide generation. I guess yeah, I could use that, but then I mean, the one thing you have to be careful about all of these large language models and all of this wonderful, fun technology that we have. Is it distracting you from doing what you're supposed to doing? That is, if you have an hour to study Chinese in the morning or Russian or whatever your language is, are you actually able to do that 1 hour of studies as a result of these AI agents? Or, like me, are you finding yourself getting distracted by these AI agents because you're now fiddling with them, you're finagling them, you're tinkering with the toy rather than actually using the toy for what it's supposed to do. I mean, in my case, I'm trying to develop these AI agents that help learn Mandarin Chinese and Russian a lot easier by way of comprehensible input. So that's one thing I wanted to try to do. And you have to be aware of if you're going to start using these things, not to fall down the rabbit hole of always tinkering with the toy rather than actually playing with it. Okay, so we've also done DeepSeek. I don't use it. Apparently, some people do use it because you can download the whole thing. Since it is open source, as far as I know, that means it doesn't transmit any data. It all stays on your device. If you want to search the web, it will. You don't have to pay for it. I don't. Is there a paid for tier? Oh, good question. I don't know if DeepSeek has a paid for tier. I think maybe not. It's how a lot of I noticed a lot of my students were using DeepSeek this past semester. They seem to use it. Again, good for getting pinyin, Chinese characters, English translations. Whatever language you start talking to it in, it will continue to use. So just keep that in mind when you originally start your chat with it. All right, we have been going on for just about an hour. There are a few other tools I'll just point out that you don't need to use, and certainly if you're aghast at paying for any of these, a lot of them do have free or pro plans available to you, so you don't have to pay for them. Again, I pay for ChatGPT and Claude, but that's because those, along with Zapier, I pay for Zapier as well. Those do a lot of the back end work for this channel and for some of the other projects that I'm working on as well. Not only that, I'll tell you, I want to learn how this technology worked. So I didn't mind paying the $20 a month to figure out just how far I could push these things. How much can I use them? Are the robots actually going to take over? They're not going to take over anytime soon, just yet. Transcription. I have paid for Transcriptionist. It was 25 bucks for the year. I use this sometimes instead of Descript. Descript is again, I use this for the me and my video editor use this for the channel here. It's a transcript based video editor and audio editor. Very good. The reason I pay for it is because I like having the ability to transcribe video and audio, which, if you're kind of getting the insinuation here, if you have a transcript, you could then translate it and then drop it into ChatGPT using a text file or something, and then create a worksheet based on that for your own need. You no longer are trapped by what apps or textbooks or even your teachers give you. You can literally create your own language learning materials on your own. It is almost free. I mean, it can be free, but it's free, it's easy, it's ubiquitous, it's available to everyone if you have a device. So transcriptionist, this is also on device. It doesn't send any information anywhere else. I have it on the iPhone, the iPad, the computer, so I can trade uh, files and everything against them. Well, sorry, not only can I trade files or send files, I can also use that app, one subscription for all the devices. Whisper, this is OpenAI's transcription program. Some of it's the industry standard basically. CapCut, some people are freaked out by it. It's an editor. It does Chinese subtitles very well. If you have an Android device and you want to work on your Chinese, download Jian Ing. Number two, Jian Ing, Chinese version. So CapCut is the English version. Jian Ing is the Chinese version, and then that way you can subtitle your videos. You can transcribe your videos for free, and it's a lot easier to use. Again, Android version. If you have a Chinese phone, it'll probably find it for you. If you have an English Android version, then you might have to do some searching online for it, but it is available there as well. Again, Descript free and pro plans. We use it for the channel quite a bit. I have found Descript is good in one language. It doesn't do multiple languages as well. Whisper can do multiple languages. That is, if I'm doing Russian, Chinese, English in one file, it seems to be a lot better. Transcriptionist, hit or miss whether or not it can do it. It's not always accurate when it does international translations or multilingual translations. Voice, I will have to talk about this another time. 11 Labs, you've probably heard of these guys. They do a lot of voice cloning and voice replication. So these are all of your AI voices, which have since been banned on YouTube, or at least heavily restricted. But that sort of computerized AI voice, typically it comes from 11 Labs. You can use this to create your own podcasts. If so, the workflow would be you transcribe. Let's put this down here. Potential workflow. Potential workflow. One, grab, oh my goodness, transcript. Two, create summary of transcript. Three, translate transcript into target language. Four, ask LLM, LLM to translate or to translate into translate summary into target language, to create study resources. Five, use 11 labs to generate a podcast of your study resources. Potential workflow. 6, notebook LM. I actually have not mentioned this one, and I probably should. So I'll do that right now. So this is just a potential workflow that you can use in case you are looking to use some of these different tools, and you're kind of like, what should I do? I'll put this one in brackets. How's that? Optional for creating more study resources. I'll put notebook LM down here. Notebook LM. Notebook LM. Where did you go? Notebook. There we go. All right. So this is the last website I'll take a look at. How do I try? Hope it works. Why? Unsupported. Where am I? Canada. I'm in Canada. WTF. Why? Nope. Come on. Ah, all right. It's blocking me, saying my location is incorrect. Right. It's perfectly correct. Fine. We'll move on. I'll just show it to you. And I think I've linked to this before. I've shown screenshots on the YouTube channel before, but this is another one of these sort of like an AI agent that will create study resources for you. It's based off of Google Gemini, which is another one. Oh, shoot. I should put that down too. Google Gemini slash Google Gemini. The other, that's Google's big LLM. You'll notice I have not mentioned Grok or Llama. It's because I don't use them for anything. Llama is open source. Grok, I think, is also open for a lot of people to use if you have a Twitter account. But Notebook LM is kind of neat because it will allow you to create um, audio. You will feed it in a document, and you'll be able to create a audio overview, which is like two people talking about the material that you upload. So it's kind of like it gives you a 10-minute podcast on whatever topic you give it, whatever information you give it, and you can listen to it. Now, you can also instruct it to follow certain language guidelines, elementary school student, high school, um, what topics it should avoid. The one thing that you need to be aware of when you're using Notebook LM is that you have to set your output language first. If you don't, then it's going to revert back to whatever language was the output language prior to starting the notebook itself. So check your Notebook LM language output settings, set it to whatever language you want, and then have it generate the content from there. It does not go, it does not, each notebook is not unique, I should say. So if you have a Notebook LM for Russian and one for Chinese, and then another one for English, your output language will be the same for the whole account, not for each individual notebook. And so that's kind of bothersome that they have right now. Not Hopefully that changes over time, that you can restrict what language is used per notebook rather than per account. But that be that as may, it's free to use if you have a Google account, and you can create not just more study resources if you need any more graded material, of course, but then also audio overviews of what you need. And that gives you something to listen to as you go. All right. So, with that, I will pretty much sum it up. If you have any questions, you can drop them into the comments for this chat, or you can also email me. You can check the current email address on the YouTube About page, as that will be probably more up to date than if I just said it. Again, I do have podcast that I publish every week based on the content that we publish here to the YouTube channel. So this week's podcast will probably also talk a little bit about uh, AI and large language models that we can use, and refer back to this live stream. This document, SLV Doc Language Learning and AI, this is available for download for free. It's in the chat box as it is right now. So you can take a look at that, download it, copy it if you need it for reference. I'll also put it in the show notes for this live stream. Manus prompt. Boom. Whoops. I want to bold and Zapier. Good. All right. So I hope you guys got a lot from that, and it was interesting and fun to follow along. Again, if you have any questions, do get in touch. And if there's anything I can help out either with your English studies, your Chinese studies, your IELTS preparations, or even if you want to chit the chat about AI and language learning, get in touch and we can figure something out. All right. And with that, folks, I will leave it there. We'll end the live stream. Get out of the sharing there. Good stuff. Thank you very much. And what? It's now 5:30 p.m. Beijing time. Time to 休息一下. Take a break. Actually, I got to do some more video editing so I can hopefully publish another video tomorrow or this weekend. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll do this again. Bye bye.